Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Doublecat.
And this is our review of the Marvel Legends 6-inch Venom action figure. And this is based on the live-action movie starring Tom Hardy, which is a figure that I wasn't sure that they'd ever make, but now they're making non-MCU movies, like the X-Men movies, which is pretty cool, and this movie, which is sort of tied into the MCU, but not really. But that's pretty cool they made this one. I was not expecting that. And it does look like the one from the movie. That looks like a screenshot from the movie. And there's a picture on the back. And there's a description if you want to read it. But, yep. Let's open them up. There he is, open up and out of the package. And he comes with 3 accessories, which is an alternate head with no tongue, and then 2 alternate hands, which are fistuses. And for the most part, I really like this figure. It's pretty cool. And this is after messing around with it. This is after messing around with it for a while. And I really like the articulation on it because it gets into some really cool Venom poses, which I like a lot. Now, one issue I have is not with the figure exactly. It's just with the movie, because in the movie he doesn't have his classic Venom logo because they made the movie without him running into Spider-Man at all, instead of how it usually is. So there's no spider symbol. But knowing that that's how the movie is, and this figure is based on that, I can't really blame the figure for it. And it still looked cool, even without the symbol. Like the veiny looking things look cool. I think they could have been painted a little better on this, but it's still...
I think they're like too pronounced or something.
Yeah, they're too
fat. More subtle.
Yeah, they should be a little more skinny and veiny, but still it works. They're just on his shoulders and then on his arms a little bit and hands. But yeah, without the symbol, the sculpt of this is really cool. I think it's an all new sculpt for Venom. It does look like the shape he was in the body, which I like that. That's one really cool thing about that movie, is they got Venom right with his shape and size and everything. I thought that was pretty awesome. Not like the Spider-Man 3 version, who just looked like black suit Spider-Man. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I love this. I love both heads. This one's definitely my favorite because I just love the tongue. But this head's pretty cool too. Evil grin. Switch that. He's got the little evil grin. This head does seem kind of small compared to other Venom figures. But, I mean, that's kind of how his proportions are in the movie. But, yeah, I definitely prefer the tongue head.
Yeah, that tongue just looks so good. The only thing that would make it better if it had some spit hanging off of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that sculpt. There's texture all over him. He's not super smooth. Because in the movie, he wasn't super smooth. In the comics, he usually is. But in the movie, he had a little bit of texture to his sliminess. And they got that here. And
I like the textured look.
Yeah, me too, because it
makes it seem more real.
Yeah. If the other way it looks too much like spandex or vinyl or something, but this looks slimy the way they painted it. It just looks wet. And that's good. But yeah, I love the sculpts. And like I was saying, the articulation is really nice. One of the best things about it is they have this hinge joint here, but also this like ball joint here. But they don't usually do on Marvel Legends, which gives them a lot of really good options for doing some crazy Venom poses.
No, I always picture him kind of hunching over because he does that a lot.
Yeah.
So it's good that he's able to.
Yeah, so you can see you could pretty easily get him into some crazy poses. I really like his hands too. His little clawed grabbing hands and his feet. Usually in the comics, Venom's toes aren't shown. It looks more like a shoe. But I like it better with the toes showing. That makes more sense. It would be cool if he had like an alternate like blade hand or something, because he does that kind of stuff. Or just some goop coming off of him, sticking up as an option, just because he does that in the movie. But still, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like him.
See, like I just messing around with him with one hand and he just goes into a cool looking pose. That's really cool by him. But I'll just show the articulation a little more. Spin there, double jointed elbow, But you gotta have that on Venom. The head's a little limited, but that's okay. Because everything else is so damn good. Look at that!
You're gonna wear him out.
His legs, spin there. Double jointed knee. The usual ankle articulation, although I think it's actually a little more than usual because it really goes around. Just pretty damn good articulation. Here's the movie Venom next to a couple of the more recent comic book Venoms. This one is really recent. It's Monster Venom, based on the one Build-A-Figure came out a while ago. But this
I
one's
like him, but his proportions crack me up.
He's almost Hulk-like. He's pretty.
Look at him little legs.
They're actually big. Well, look at his legs.
Yeah,
are...
but the length of them compared to the size of the rest of his body looks really funny.
Oh yeah, length. It's very Hulk-like.
Yeah, and I like him. It also makes me laugh.
This is one of my least favorite Venoms that they ever released from Hasbro. It's just so plain and.
He's got a weird proportion and his head's shaped funny.
Yeah, it's a little more
like too human looking.
Well, it's a little more classic Venom, but it's I'm just not too into it compared to some of the others that have been released. There's a couple other Venoms. This is the Build-A-Figure Space Venom, and then here's this like more modern design for the spider symbol Venom. You can see this is what this Venom was repainted from this. I definitely prefer this one. I just don't really like the way they did the spider there and the weird purplish color of him I don't really like. This one's cool as something different. It's not what I prefer Venom to look like, but this is when I guess he's with the Guardians of the Galaxies for a while. So there's two other Venoms that aren't Eddie Brock, but that's Agent Venom and then Superior Venom. Doesn't look very superior. He's missing his tendrils right now. And there's two of my favorite Venoms, which are basically the same Venom, just came in different parts. It's the Marvel Select Venoms. I just really like the way they did him. I would say probably out of all the Venoms, 6-inch, well these are probably closer to 7-inch, but 6 or 7-inch scale Venoms, these are probably my favorites.
I really like this one.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. And the accessories they come with are pretty awesome too. I'd say they're still my favorites, even after a few of the newer releases. There he is next to an old Toy Biz Venom, which was my main Venom for a long time, because Toy Biz had a couple of really shitty Venoms, and then they came out with this one, which I like better, but he does have some issues. But there's still some really cool stuff about him, like I like his head.
You can tell how old he is by how dusty he is.
Yeah, his head's rubber and it's all kind of messed up. I like the tongue. And some of his sculpt's cool. I hate this stupid thing back here.
It doesn't even work, does it?
No, it just slightly moves his jaw.
It wiggles. That's it. It's a wiggle button. What's the point?
But this is one of the first Venoms where they really went crazy with his sculpt and made him look pretty cool. But it's just Toy Biz had weird joints and stuff, so that's what kind of brings this figure down for me now compared to newer ones. But it's still cool.
I mean, for an older figure, it's impressive.
Yeah. And here he is next to one of my really old Toy Biz Venoms that I had before that. And I had this one for a long time as my main Venom. And this one annoyed me. For one thing, he's blue. And I had to paint him. And my way of painting back then was just using a black Sharpie, which worked but looks kind of like crap. But yeah, I wasn't too happy with this figure. So I was glad when that other one came out. There's Venom next to Spider-Man in the symbiote. Symbiote!
Gotcha.
Symbiote! Yeah, there's different versions of Spider-Man wearing the suit. So there's movie Venom next to movie Spider-Man. That's the MCU Tom Holland Spider-Man, which is a very oddly shaped figure around the torso and shoulder area. But still, it's cool to see them together, because supposedly that's going to happen in Venom 2. Although some sources say it's just going to be a cameo. But I hope it leads to Venom getting the spider symbol on his chest, because I just prefer him with that. So here's movie Venom next to the other figures from the wave. And also I threw in the recent Venomized Captain America and Toxin back there with the crazy crap coming off of his back. Morbius is kind of out of place there. The only guy there doesn't have a symbiote attached to him. You might be able to see that I heavily modified some of them. Like Phage, I added some extra spikes on his thighs and glossed them up, and just about completely repainted Venom. Made her all shiny black. Painted the little mouths on Toxin. Went over Venom Pool pretty much too. But yeah, this is a really cool wave. I really like it. Okay, so I really like this Venom figure. And that's saying a lot since I have a ridiculous amount of Venoms. That wasn't even all my Venoms. That was just most of the ones that matter.
You got a freaking lot.
Yeah. There's a few other I'd like. I would like to get the Mayfax Venom. Well, it's Revoltech, or Revoltech, however you say that. But it just was like $80 and one. But like I said, the articulation and sculpt of him I really like. I think I could have did a little better on his vein painting, but yeah, the sculpt and articulation is just really good. I love the poses you can get him in.
Vein painting.
And I like that you get the alternate head with the grin, because that's a memorable expression in the movie. But I prefer the tongue. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the figure. And I hope that in Venom 2, if he gets his symbol on his chest, that they'll make a new one.
Yeah, I really like him too. It's definitely one of my new favorites.
Yeah.
Probably my top 3 out of the Venoms.
Probably mine. Well, you'd be my top 5 at least. I would really have to think about that. But I do like him a lot. Well, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombie Cat.
Thanks for watching. Go back.
Please, no! Give me your money, darling. Nobody's got to get hurt here.
If I ever see you around here, preying on an innocent again, I'll bite off both your arms, both your legs, your head, and then I'll eat the rest of your body. And then I'll spit you up onto the ground, and you'll just be this puddle. Do you understand? You'll be like a puddle of piss, bouncing through a field of dandelions.
That don't... What does that mean? It don't even make sense.
On second thought, I think I'll just kill you now anyway.
No!
Hey!
What?
What was that?
Oh, I'm just a man with a parasite.
No, not you. That really stupid thing you just said. What the hell was that? That makes no sense. Piss bouncing through a field of dandelions? That is what?
Shut up. Ungrateful.
Piss can't bounce.